Happy Sunday, knitters! May the grace and peace of Jesus Christ be with all of you today and forever. Welcome to the Knitty McPurly podcast. I'm your host, Devin Ventry. You can find me at KnittyMcPurly.com. I am Knitty McPurly on Instagram, and if you want to email me, I am Devin at KnittyMcPurly.com. These days, I have been bad at everything. I've been bad at email. I've been bad at Instagram. I've been really busy because in addition to homeschooling the crazy people who live in my house, I've also been getting advent calendars out. Can't wait to talk about that. And getting ready for my Black Friday sale, which starts today at 2 o'clock Eastern time. I put Eastern Standard Time on all of the messages, but it might be Daylight Savings Time. I can never remember which is Daylight Savings and which is not. Anyway, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, the sale is going to start. It is Thanksgiving this week. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited that it's Thanksgiving. This is my favorite kind of Thanksgiving because we are hosting and my parents are coming over. Hi, Mom and Dad. It's going to be great. I'm really pumped. I don't cook turkey very well. I don't cook meat very well. I'm really good at fried chicken and I can do fish, but that's about it. My husband is great at meat, but he doesn't really do turkey either. So we're having brisket. We're having Thanksgiving brisket with all of the usual Thanksgiving side dishes, just with better meat. So I am really excited about that because brisket's amazing. It's been a busy week around here at KMP headquarters. I had lots of mugs come my way. Let's see. Whoop. Gotta collapse. So Massachusetts, they were a little late to the game. New England is a little late to the Knitty McPurly game, but they have made up for it. Joyce from Massachusetts sent me this beautiful Massachusetts mug, which has the Bay State, and it's got a little map. It's kind of small, so it's a little tough to read, but it's beautiful. Joyce went a little crazy. She sent me that one and this one. And this one. So I'm gonna hold it up there. Maybe you, if you're looking at it on a bigger screen, you can read it, but it has all of the translations of regular English into Massachusetts English. Like beer is bia, car, ka, clam chowder, disappear, dressa draw. But my favorite one is the one that I'm currently drinking coffee out of right now. What are you, wicked smart? Love this one. And I think this font is the Boston Red Sox font. Am I wrong about that? I don't know, but I love it. Wicked smart. Love it. Got my coffee in that this morning. Thank you so much, Joyce. So in addition to a box from Massachusetts from Joyce, I also got a box from Louisiana from Marie. Thank you so much, Marie. Marie sent me this Louisiana cup. Louisiana is the Creole state. We've got trumpets and alligators and Louis XIV and accordions. What is that? I don't know what this is. Does anybody know what that is? Any Louisianans? The Pontchartrain Causeway. We got some crawfish, crayfish, crawdads, whatever you call them. And Joyce also sent me a similar mug to this, except it's pink and it's New Orleans, but Gigi is drinking her tea out of that right now. You'll see Gigi in a little bit for Crocheting with Gigi. That's exciting that is back. But thank you so much, Joyce and Marie, for very different state mugs. I mean, you don't get two states quite as far apart as Massachusetts and Louisiana. They are very, very, very different states. I think I've been to Massachusetts once and Louisiana 0 times, but I would like to go to all those places. You can tell by the way that I name my yarn that I am interested in going to places. I love to travel. I don't do it very often, but I love to do it. It's really fun. I'd love to come and see all of these states. Thank you so, so much for sending those to me. That was so kind of you. Okay, progress and shop news. So it's a lot of big things. I was going to say the biggest thing, but really it's a lot of big things. Advent calendars went out on Monday, so hopefully you have received yours by now. If not, you should be able to log in and see where it is. I do feel like shipping is a little slow this time of year, but they should be making their way to you. The Black Friday sale at Knitty McPurly starts today. Use the code starting today at 2 o'clock Eastern Time for the entire week, because I don't like the rush of the sale. I just don't like the rush of it. I just want to be able to shop when I want to shop and not have to stress about it. So I figured you probably would like that too. So the sale starts today at 2 o'clock and it runs all the way through next Sunday at the very, very end of the day, like 11:59 or something. So you have all week to get the sale. There are things in the sale tab. There's some things in there right now. There's more things that are going in at 2 o'clock. And you can use the code KMP, Knitty McPurly, BF, Black Friday 15. KMP BF 15 for 15% off of everything. That's an extra 15% off of the sale price. So it's a good deal. I wanted it to be a good deal, and I wanted it to be fun, and for you to get some gifts for your knitting friends, and to pick up a few things from your husband for Christmas or your wife. I know I have dudes who knit who watch the podcast. Hi, dudes. Or from your kids or whatever. I was just on Amazon and I ordered a Harry Potter almanac, I think. It's like one of these books that have a lot of pictures and it talks all about the Harry Potter universe. And I was like, I think I need this from the kids. So I'm going to open it on Christmas morning and be like, thanks, kids. And they're going to be like, you're welcome. Did we buy you that? It's a thing. It's real. So there's a lot of stuff going in the shop. Before I get to that, before I forget, let's just talk about what I'm wearing. I said last week I wanted to wear my cowls and my shawls more. I am wearing the Noah shawl. I feel kind of like a mountain when I'm wearing it because it's just like mountain. And this is a really large shawl, but I designed this a couple years ago in collaboration with Clark and Elle for her advent calendar. This was before I had my own. So she dyed these colors. They're very pretty. And you'll notice that the overall effect, even though it's all color, the overall effect is that of a neutral. That's one of my favorite ways to do accessories. So this shawl has these two tassels in the front. And well, these two tassels, I guess they're kind of in the middle of the shawl. And then you just put that in the front and wrap it around and you're done. So it takes some of the guesswork out of how on earth am I supposed to wear this shawl? And I just think tassels are fabulous. They fill me with joy. Really big fluffy ones. So anyway, I like to kind of flatten this part out so I don't look so mountainous. I don't know if that helps. Anyway, whatever, it's all fine. So this is the Noah shawl. I had someone message me this week and say, I'm planning a Noah shawl and I want to use scraps. How do I pick the colors? And I said a couple things. You know, you can choose colors that are kind of muted, that are all over the place, and you'll end up with something whose overall effect is that of a neutral. And you could go with darks, you can go with lights, you can go with middle of the value spectrum. I think this has a couple different things in there and a couple things that, you know, you would say that's a color, but when you put it with everything else, it gives the effect of being a neutral. But you don't have to do that either. You could use brights or pastels or whatever. But what I would do is lay them out. Lay out your skeins or balls or whatever you have if you're using scraps. Lay them out together and just see how they look. That's always the way that I start when I'm doing a scrappy shawl. Just lay them out and see how you like them together. Anyway, back to the sale. The Black Friday sale starts today at 2. I have progress keepers, stitch markers, little handmade gift tags. Those are all in one listing. So you can kind of scroll down and see the ones that you want to see. The prices are really good, and there'll be an extra 15% off that with the code. I have a few new things that are going up that you have never seen before because they are brand new. One of them is a Christmas candy sock set. And I wanted to do sock yarn that would play well with any sock pattern so that you could do it as a vanilla sock. But if you wanted to use a sock pattern that had a lace pattern or a cable pattern or some sort of textured stitch pattern, that you could use that and it wouldn't overwhelm the pattern. So I dyed up these colors. Aren't they so great? When I think of Christmas colors, these are my favorite. I have this kind of color decorating my tree at my house. I love these bright candy kind of colors. So these sock sets, it's a 100-gram skein of Frankfurt fingering and 2 10-gram minis of Frankfurt fingering. And these colors are all unique. They're unique to this sock set, and I have a limited number of these. They'll go up today at 2, so if you want one, go get one then, and you can get 15% off with the code KMPBF15. The other thing that I have that's new is similar in color. This is the Athens Alpaca Sport Weight in 20-gram minis. So, aren't these cool? So these colors are, they're the same. They look a little bit different here because it's a different base. But this is a gingerbread set. So I have a gingerbread color in there and a white and a cherry red, and then those same 3 candy Christmas colors. And this is 100, it's 6 mini skeins, so it's 120 grams of yarn, and it comes with a cute little gingerbread man progress keeper on there. So cute, right? Now, if you just want the progress keeper, I also have that in the shop by itself too. But anyway, these are going up now. Now, something I was thinking about these is that you could use this to make the some of the ornaments in the Knitty McPurly Advent knit along if you wanted to. None of these colors are exactly the same as any of the ones in the actual Advent calendar, but there are some ornaments that would lend themselves well to using these colors. You'd need some other ones too. It's not enough yarn to do all of them, but you could do some of them. So those will go up in the shop later today. Also, I restocked the Balm. The Balm. You guys love the Balm, and I don't blame you because it is amazing. I restocked the 2-ounce tins of red flannel and also Earl Grey tea. So those are both available in the 2-ounce tins, and I also have both of them in the sticks too, the 1/2-ounce sticks. Also, starting at 2 o'clock today with the sale, I have some Knitty McPurly lip balm. And I just want to tell you something about this lip balm. I don't sell it. I tend to give it away as a lagniappe, fun word. I learned that when my oldest daughter won the spelling bee, and we were learning all these new words. A lagniappe is a free gift. And I'm giving these away as a free gift, as I often do. It will be your favorite lip balm because it is the greatest lip balm in the entire world. I'm giving these away with every $50 order. So it won't show up on the website, but if your order is greater than $50, I will throw in one of these lip balms while they last. Until they run out, I will throw one in for you. So I had one, and this one was kind of a dud. See how it didn't fill up like it's supposed to, fill up this much. So this one only filled up that much, so I kept it for myself, and it's amazing. Like, I'm gonna get lipstick on it because that's what I do. That's why my husband doesn't share his lip balms with me like I would want them. This one's way better. It's just the best. It's like buttery. I had one knitter call it luscious. Dare I say that it is luscious. So it's a lot of fun stuff over on the Knitty McPurly website. Do not miss the fun Black Friday stuff. Okay. Like I said, that'll go on all week long. If you're watching this in the middle of the week, go check it out. I'm sure that there will still be stuff left because there's a lot in there. All right, moving along to the Audrey Knit Along. How is it going? I picked up my phone today to check Instagram to see how that hashtag was going. And of course, I immediately got distracted because that's what always happens. But hopefully, many of you are working toward the end of your Audrey sweater. We're going to be ending it this weekend. If you need more time, let me know. We could probably add on a little bit more time. I know some people joined a little bit late, and that's fine too. Everyone wins in the end because you have a beautiful new sweater. Yes, so I think the ones that I've seen look amazing. People are using all manner of different yarn, and they just all look so good. It's a great basic sweater. And then finally, the Advent Knit Along starts in 12 days. I am counting down because I am so excited. Like I said, hopefully everyone has received their Advent calendar who ordered one. If you haven't yet, take a look at the tracking and see where that is. If you want to knit with us, but you did not get an Advent calendar, you can. You can go pick up that set of 9 patterns over on the website. And what it will be is a zip file of all 9 patterns plus the planning page. So what I would do is when you get that, print out the planning page so that you have an idea about what to do to get started and what you're going to need for it. Like you're going to need, if you don't have an Advent calendar, you're going to need some safety eyes and some stuffing and, you know, basic stuff like tapestry needle and, you know, how much yarn and what colors. Although it doesn't say that because I don't give that away. You have to kind of use your judgment as the ornaments come up. Yeah, so go ahead and grab that now if you want. If you wait until 2 o'clock, you can get it for 15% off with the code. And now I would like to bring you Crocheting with Gigi.
Slouch down real low so we look. No, it looks weird.
Welcome, Gigi. This is Crocheting with Gigi.
I'm back. Okay.
It's been a while.
So I'm making another flower blanket.
Another one?
Because I wanted one for my room.
Look here. See, that's the
camera.
Oh,
I look
Otherwise,
weird.
You look like a grandma taking a selfie. See the dot right there?
I see the dot.
Look at the dot.
Look at the dot.
Gigi's been busy. Your friend got married.
Yep.
And schoolwork.
School.
Projects. What else?
I was supposed to do those this weekend.
Remember that. A lot of stuff. You were really busy.
A lot of stuff, but I'm starting to make a blanket again.
New blanket. New
All right.
flower blanket.
Let's show them the colors.
Oh, so we went to Hobby Lobby yesterday and we stood there for a while and looked at the colors because she wanted this one for her own room and she was trying to decide between lots of colors or what?
Or this. So it's just these 3. This is the center. This is the flower. This is the border. And so not even Mom has seen the 4 squares that I've made since yesterday evening.
Cover my eyes.
Cover your eyes. I'm going to go grab them.
Okay, not looking.
They're right here.
Not looking.
And you haven't seen how beautiful these are.
I cannot wait.
All right, same time. Look! Look, I made 4 of them, and this is one of the pink skeins. This is one of these skeins.
Is it? 4 of these is
squares.
1 skein.
So we're going to need a lot of yarn.
Oh my gosh, I love them. It reminds me of...
It's so tangled.
Tangled. You know the movie Tangled?
Rapunzel,
where she has the little
flowers.
square. Yes.
This is the perfect color combo.
So great.
It's so great.
Let's do a cover for the video.
Hang on. Great.
Okay, I'll take that out.
Beautiful.
Fabulous. So Gigi has 4 of these, and then you'll have to get the update.
It's the same pattern every time.
Yeah.
Because once you learn one pattern, you memorize it. You don't want to have to go get another one.
Yeah, and learn more stuff. Learning, the worst.
The worst. Probably not the
gosh.
best podcast to talk about how bad learning is.
My friend Julie sent me this picture of a chicken and eggs that are crocheted.
I know you guys can see it, but I can't see it.
Adorable. I will show it to you later.
Okay.
I didn't send it to you on Instagram.
Oh, nope, you did.
Remember that?
The chicken and the eggs. Oh my gosh.
So, we'll see.
Cute.
We might need that to go with our little chicken back here with the sweater. I took her knitting away. Somebody was like, where is her knitting?
Yeah,
I needed the needles.
Okay, well, I mean, her knitting project wasn't really going anywhere anyway. I mean, she had like an inch of yarn left to make her square.
Yeah, another viewer pointed out that she was a chicken.
She was making that as a parachute for her eggs in case they fell somewhere, so that they would like
off of the shelf.
Yeah, I'm imagining like in Wallace and Gromit, how everything's like claymation.
Yes. Yes.
The chicken from Shaun the Sheep. We need to find out how pattern for that.
It's a penguin. He's dressed as a chicken.
Yes, and with the rubber glove on his head.
And he takes off the rubber glove and Wallace goes, "Oh, it's you!"
The crackers, Gromit. We forgot the crackers.
All right, now you have to go watch that if you don't know what we're talking about. Or don't, whatever.
No, you have to. It's
Maybe.
Great. All right.
Whee! That Gigi. I think she needs to crochet more chickens. Definitely, we need more chickens in our lives with eggs, for sure. Okay, moving right along to the comments section. Tina BW1 says, "Hi, Devin. I always look forward to your podcasts. You are on my list of must-watch people." Thank you so much, Tina. "I have started your flux cowl with your Dresden DK. What is the care instruction for this yarn? Thanks for giving us a calming viewing space." That is so nice. I really appreciate that. Okay, so Dresden DK is not a superwash yarn, probably pretty obviously. I think you'd lose too much fluff if you tried to put that in the washing machine. So just regular hand wash, dry flat, and it washes up really nice. It gets really fluffy and it's really beautiful. A lot of flux cowls have been finished already. They look so good. I need to get that pattern on Ravelry. Have I done that yet? I can't remember. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. Anyway, Melissa Shepherd said, "I didn't get the advent calendar, but I want to get the patterns to knit along. Do I need solid colors or would speckled and variegated work for the patterns?" Good question, Melissa. I would judge on a case-by-case basis. The advent calendars that I sent out are mostly solid, but I do have some well-placed speckles in there that go with the ornament. All of the colors are made to go with the ornaments. So you have a choice when you get to that ornament. You can click on the link at the end of the pattern where you can see mine if you want. I mentioned this last week, I was originally gonna only put the patterns up as they came along in the month, but then I realized that some people are gonna be knitting them early. So all of those links will start working on December 1st. So at the end of the pattern, there's a link saying, click here to see the finished ornament. And then you can go and see that anytime after December 1st. So if you wanted to look at that first, then you could get an idea of what colors to use. Or you can just wing it. I would recommend either a solid or a speckle. For most of them, variegated is going to be too busy. Except for the last one. You can definitely use variegated on the last one. Karen Seamith said, "If someone uses the ad block pop-up blocker, they can disable ad block for a specific website, such as Knitty McPurly." And you really only need to do it one time, because if you just want to sign up for the newsletter, you just have to get that pop-up and then you can sign up and then you can re-enable it. Because I don't use any other ads. It drives me crazy when I go to websites with ads. And I use Safari on a lot of when I'm, browsing the internet. And I think the pop-up blockers don't work as well on Safari. I don't know. I forget why I don't have one. My husband's like, "Why don't you get one?" I'm like, I don't know. Tech stuff is just not my thing. Okay, moving right along to knitting fantasies. So I went looking for some knitting patterns and I came across the Incredible Blanket by Pearl Soho. And one of the things I love about Pearl Soho is that their primary business is selling yarn. And so they end up doing a lot of patterns for free in the hopes that you will buy their yarn. So this blanket is no different. They have a kit of all of these colors to make this blanket. And it's 1,000 grams of yarn and it's about $150. So I think that's not bad. I mean, that's a pretty good deal if you're interested in spending $150 to make a blanket, which most of us probably are. I mean, I would be. So this is a fingering weight blanket, however. So that means with all of this scrappiness, you could definitely use yarn scraps. Speaking of scraps. So I saw this and I was like, I absolutely love it. I just read briefly that one side is knitting and the other side just plain knit stitches, and the other side has purls and knit a row below. So I didn't read into it more deeply than that, but I'm sure it's something we could all figure out. It looks awesome. I love it. I'm making a crocheted blanket for my daughter when she goes off to college next year, and seeing this blanket makes me want to be like, gosh, I kind of want to make this one too. This one looks amazing. I just love it so much. It'd be perfect for scraps, perfect. And it reminded me of my Timothy Ridge shawl. And this is a shawl that I designed a few years ago, and it was beloved. A ton of people knit this shawl. It's been knit many times, great for scraps. And I have a section at the beginning of that pattern where I talk about my grandma who inspired me to design a thing like this. Her whole house was carpeted with crocheted rugs, and I can still picture it. And it was just beautiful. I loved it so much. She had this long wooden staircase, and the rug went all the way up the stairs and around the corner, and it was just really beautiful. And actually, a couple weeks ago, my aunt sent me a message because she had my grandma's mirror, and it was like a 3-piece mirror. So it was like this on the top, and then I had 2 sides so that it could stand up on a table. And she said, do you want this? She lives on the other side of the country, Montana, I think. And she said, do you want this? It's really heavy. And I was like, it looks pretty heavy and breakable. So maybe don't ship that. I was worried that it just would not travel well. I was like, but if you have something that she made, I would love that. You know, she made tons of things. So I was just kind of hoping that maybe she had something that she didn't want that she was willing to send to me. And she did. She sent me a rug that my grandma made. She died in 2004. And she made this rug pretty soon before she died. And I don't exactly know how she did it, except that this is fabric scraps. She was a child of the Depression era, and she always would go to the fabric store and get the remnants. Like, I remember I went to the fabric store with her a lot of times, and every time straight for the remnants, and that was what we bought. But some of this fabric, I would swear I remember. Like this, I am pretty sure I remember this. She used to make my dad and his brothers shirts to wear to school, like a button-up shirt with a pocket, short sleeve collar kind of shirt. And she could hold what was left over from the fabric in one hand. She was just cool that way. So I was so happy to get this from her. And the back, let's see if I can find the edge. The backing is this really cool fabric, and you can see where she stitched the edges on, and it's tacked down all throughout. It's just awesome. I love it. My aunt kept it really well. She just had it on the back of a couch so that it wouldn't get stepped on. And that's where we've had it too since it has entered the house. But I just wanted to share that with you, and it kind of tied into the Incredible blanket because it's the same kind of thing. It's an heirloom thing, something that we can pass down. So, all right, moving right along to So Here's What Happened. As you know, So Here's What Happened is a segment that I have every week where I share a knitting story from a viewer, God willing. And this time I have a story from a podcast watcher named Kelly. Hi, Kelly, who I met at the Knitty McPurly retreat earlier this year. Can you believe that was this year? It was 2023. Oh my gosh, crazy. There will not be a Knitty McPurly retreat in 2024, but I am hoping for one in 2025. So just a little update on that. But if you have a knitting story that you would like me to share on the podcast, right now I have an amazing queue of them because you guys have really come through for me. But I always need more. This podcast is a weekly podcast, so I need a story a week. Send me one, Devin at KnittyMcPurly.com. This is our oral tradition where we keep knitting alive for each other. So send me your story. I would love to share it. Okay, Kelly says, Dear Devin, I have been fortunate to have found a few local fiber friends in different cities I've lived in. But this is the story of how I found one of my dearest knitting friends over 1,000 miles away in 2021. So here's what happened. It started when I found an Instagram follow thread account where anyone following it shared a common set of values along with the love of the fiber arts. I checked out a few of the accounts and found Erica. I followed her and she followed me. For a while, it was a pretty standard internet friendship, commenting on posts and responding to stories. Over time, we started to chat more frequently about all sorts of topics, homeschool resources, recipes, day-to-day life, and of course, our knitting projects and latest yarn acquisitions. We opened up about deeper topics, the trauma of miscarriage, faith struggles, difficult family members, and the daily sacrifices we make for our children as moms. As daily texting friends, we have now seen each other through 2 surgeries, one for each of us, the birth of her youngest daughter, another miscarriage for me. Kelly, I'm so sorry. That's terrible. And my husband's 6-month deployment. Care packages of yarn and notions, little PayPal exchanges to fuel each other with a special coffee to get us through particularly difficult days, and countless GIFs to help convey our emotions via text, all contribute to a truly meaningful friendship. I thought she had truly outdone herself when she sneakily knit an entire shawl without telling me and then sent it to me so I would have something to wrap around my shoulders on the 3rd anniversary of my daughter's passing. She wanted to make sure I felt surrounded by love, even though my husband was on the other side of the world with the military. However, she topped that generosity with a visit all the way from Colorado to the Gulf Coast of Florida this past January. Getting to hug her for the first time and meet her sweet kids was the best gift. We shared meals together with our families. She introduced me to another fiber friend in Florida, Cheryl, and enjoyed being in person for a whole wonderful weekend. The rainbow we saw at the beach, I took as a sign from God that He sees us in the hard times and will send us His consolation. And if we're lucky, that consolation comes in the form of a wonderful long-distance friend like Erica. That is so beautiful, Kelly. Kelly is a wonderful, wonderful lady and a great mom. And, I imagine having your husband be deployed would be really, really hard. I am very blessed that my husband almost never has to travel for work. And when he does, I'm like, what am I going to do with myself? But I have a good friend here, a non-knitter, who her husband has been deployed many times. And it's really, really difficult. It's especially when your kids are little and when you're struggling. It's so great for fiber friends and internet friends. And that's like the beautiful part of the internet, right? That's what's great about the internet, moments like that. So Kelly sent a couple pictures. Hopefully I put some of them up as I was reading the story. But yes, thank you so much for that story, Kelly. That was so beautiful. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you get to knit. That's kind of like my dream for the week, I hope, because I'm giving my homeschoolers the week off. The quiet part there is I am taking the week off and I'm going to knit and we're going to clean the basement and it's going to be great. So I hope you have just as wonderful a week as that. And I will see you here next Sunday. Bye, knitters.